All right, project time. Here we go again. Sunday, another hot day. This is what I'm going to be working on today. It's the Gktech Fan, I guess, for the RBs. The only video I could find was of the most recent video I could find was from about 4 years ago. Back then, they only had the SR20 fans that cooled 40% more. The only thing with the RBs is that the fans are known to crack after a couple years, but thankfully this one is not. It's still really good. So the fan on the yellow car is really good. The car only has, like I said, maybe 30,000 kilometers, 17,000 US miles. The red car on the other hand is a different story. They're starting to show signs of small cracks here and there all over. So I may take the fan out of this car, put it into the red one. I'm not too sure yet, but it should be pretty easy. A long time ago, when Gktech first made their fans, the design of it was to use a spacer. They had one fan for the SR20s that would adapt to the RB motors with the spacer. According to Gktech, they have a fan that's specifically made for the RB engines. And it should be easy. I don't know. I'll find out. Hopefully this turns out to be another 5-minute or 10-minute project. I'm going to take the engine cover off just to show you guys what it looks like and give you guys a better view. It should be relatively easy. I don't know. We'll see. Let me zap off the cover and then radiator holder thing. I don't know what this is. But anyway, let me zap all those off first and we'll see what happens. Alright, now that the cover's off, let me just unbox this. It should be straightforward. For those of us can't get things right, there is a wording that they put on here that says front and engine. So the engine goes to the engine side, front is facing outwards, front. Kind of a no-brainer. Let me take off some of these other things and get this going for you guys. Alright, now that the radiator support brackets have been moved, that allows the radiator itself to move a little further back. I'm going to try to take everything out without disassembling anything else. Supposedly you're supposed to loosen the alternator. I'm going to see if I can get away without doing that. And I don't know, let me film it and see what happens. So as you saw, I can loosen all 4 bolts. You just have to be a little patient with yourself. Loosen all 4 bolts. That allows the fan to come off. I'm gonna just disassemble the cam angle sensor. Not disassemble, I'm just gonna undo the clip, move it out of the way. That might make things a little easier. Big word of advice: don't work on a car when it's hot. The engine is too hot. Burnt myself once already. Forget it. I'm gonna wait about an hour. I'm gonna play some Call of Duty Mobile. I'll see you guys back in about an hour. Alright, I'm back. So just to make life a little easier, I figured I'll loosen the alternator belt. Super easy, just 2 screws. One of them is gonna be here. I'm not too sure how well we can see it, but there's a adjuster here. And the main nut is there. There's another nut that holds the alternator in, and it's way down in here. That guy right down there. That guy right down there. But anyway, it's kind of hard to see it. Let me see if I can zap those guys off real quick, and then that might make life a little easier. Alright, now that the alternator is loose, I can finally take off the bolts for the fan, pull it out. Alright, there we go, it's out. Kind of easy, looks pretty self-explanatory. So let me just blast all these 10mm nuts off and see if it works. Well, that seemed pretty easy. All I'm gonna do now is just take a little wire brush, some brake clean or something, maybe some simple green, clean this up just to, since it's out, I might as well clean it. So let me clean this and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Now that everything is clean, all I have to do is put the fan on. And like I said, it is oriented with front being front and the engine side faces towards the engine. So can't mess that up. And I'm gonna put some Loctite on all these bolts just for the fun of it. I think they're supposed to be torqued down to 4 to 7 foot-pounds or something like that. Anyway, let me just throw this on and get this back in the car. All right, time to fight and get this back in the car. All right, the only thing left to do is adjust the alternator belt, tighten that in, put the brackets back on for the radiator support, and that should be it. So let me take care of that right now. All right, the fan is in. It does look a little better. The original fan used to stick further in. Now everything looks contoured and really sleek here. So previously, when you looked down into the motor, you could see that the original fan was sticking further in. Now it's further back. Now it looks like the fan is sunk in to the shroud. That would, I would think, in theory, create a better sucking effect, which is why you do need this shroud. All the guys that take off the shroud, they're not getting the proper effect of the fan that pulls, creating air suction, thus pulling air through the radiator fins, cooling the fluid that's in there before it goes back into the motor, I think. Anyway, I have another plan since I'm here, so let me finish this real quick. Okay, so my next plan, it's been 25 years since anyone has touched the spark plugs on this thing. Even though it does have low mileage and it is pretty new, it's a good idea to change the spark plugs anyway. So what the hell, I got a new set of plugs, some platinums, just because I wanted to. I'm gonna gap them to, I believe with the stock boost, I think I'm boosting around only 9 psi. So I'll gap them to about 1.1, maybe 0.8 millimeters. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, let me swap out the plugs real quick. No sense in showing you guys how to swap out a pair of plugs, whatever. Anyway, let me do that. I'll be right back again. Okay, everything is in. The new spark plugs are in. I anti-seized the spark plugs, put everything in, and it's working good. Here's a big tip for all you guys with these RBs. These are notorious for breaking all these little pins. So what I did was just unscrew every single coil, just lift the whole coil pack out at one time. Do not try to take any of those off. Take all the coil packs off at one time, change all the plugs, put them all back on. That is it. You never have to worry about anything breaking on you ever again. Oh, that is it for this project. The new plugs are in. The old ones actually look pretty nice. So I really did not need to change it, but this is a good preventative maintenance type thing. Now I don't have to worry about the plugs for a very long time. Even when I do up the boost, change the turbo, put in the injectors, run the new ECU tune that I'm going to be running with the Link ECU, but that's down the road. The plugs were a pain in the butt. The Gktech fan is in. Only time will tell. I have no idea. There's no way to measure the cooling temperatures or even the temperatures of the motor. I don't have an ECU that can handle that yet, but that's down the road. Anyway, that is it for this project. It is hot again. Time for me to get in the house. You know what, play some Call of Duty. Anyway, thanks everybody for sticking around. Hope this helps someone out there. If not, oh well, good entertainment, right? I'll see you guys again on my next project.